Happy Wednesday, everybody. Max here with your fix of gaming news. Coming up, former Activision CEO Bobby Kotick has some harsh words about the state of gaming, Meta shuts down 3 VR studios, and the PlayStation Plus game catalog gets some awesome additions next week. Let's get into it. Former Activision boss Bobby Kotick has made a number of claims about the state of his former company, Call of Duty, and the console market as a whole as part of a response to a lawsuit. Real quick, to get you up to speed, Kotick left Activision Blizzard in 2023 after the company sold to Microsoft for $69 billion. The lawsuit in question was filed by investors who claim Kotick rigged the sale to keep his job and $400 million in change of control benefits, as well as to insulate himself from widespread claims of sexual harassment within the company. Kotick has denied any wrongdoing and issued a defense that includes the following statement, quote, "Today, given that console sales are at an all-time low and Call of Duty sales are off over 60% from the prior year, plaintiffs should be expressing extreme gratitude for the foresight Activision leadership demonstrated in consummating this transaction." GameFile, who first reported on this, points out that Kotick failed to provide evidence of his 60% sales decline claim, and neither Microsoft nor Activision have yet announced a sales figure for Black Ops 7. However, Kotick isn't too far off base otherwise. In the US, November 2025 was the worst November in video game hardware unit sales and physical software dollar sales the market has seen since 1995. Xbox Series hardware sales were down 70% year over year, making it the company's worst month on record. That said, "You should be thanking me" is quite a ballsy rebuttal when a major factor in Kotick's departure was a 2021 lawsuit against Activision Blizzard over workplace misconduct and discrimination while he was in charge of the company. To many, Kotick's departure seemed less like a demonstration of a keen business acumen and more like pulling the ripcord when things got a little turbulent. Though I suppose that is also a pretty smart business move. What do y'all think about this? Is gaming a sinking ship, or is this just a rough patch? Or on a more depressing note, if you had $400 million, what would you spend it on? I would invent a new sport like hot air balloon jousting or perhaps jumbo curling. Or I don't know, maybe I'd help people. Sound off in the comments below with your wildest millionaire fantasies. Moving on, elsewhere in the world of depressing business news, Meta is making sweeping cuts to its VR gaming division as the company shifts focus away from the metaverse. Bloomberg reports the company is laying off around 10% of staff at its Reality Labs division as part of sweeping cuts set to affect more than 1,000 people. This includes the closure of a number of VR-first studios, including Twisted Pixel, the studio behind last month's Deadpool VR, Armature Studio, who gave us Resident Evil 4 VR, and Sanzaru Games, developers of Asgard's Wrath. What really sucks about this is that it's not like Meta is shutting down a department that it created, it's closing studios that it only recently acquired. Twisted Pixel and Sanzaru Games would have both celebrated their 20th anniversaries this year. Twisted Pixel got its start with XBLA darlings like Missplosion Man and The Maw, and was briefly acquired by Xbox before going independent, and then getting scooped up by Meta and rolled into Oculus Labs. They might not have been making million-selling Game of the Year contenders, but these were teams that had been consistently shipping games for well over a decade before Meta bought them on a whim, and now, barely 5 years later, they're being shuttered. Not to be morbid, but it's a little like a rich kid buying a pet and then having it put to sleep the second he gets tired of taking care of it, rather than finding it a new home or letting it run free. So, best case scenario, we see some of these teams forming new studios that aren't beholden to the whims of a tech giant, but at the very least, hopefully the developers affected by this get back on their feet sooner rather than later. Now, finally, some good news. Next week, PlayStation Plus Premium and Extra subscribers will have some new games to play. On November 20th, the PS Plus game catalog will get the following additions. For starters, a couple of my personal favorites from recent years. There is Resident Evil Village, which is awesome and well worth replaying before Requiem drops next month. There's also Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, which was my personal game of the year for 2024. It's absolutely bonkers. And then there's Expeditions, a Mud Runner game, which is kind of like Death Stranding, but you're a truck, and there's more physics, and obviously mud. There's also A Quiet Place, The Road Ahead, Darkest Dungeon 2, The Exit 8, Art of Rally, and a little to the left. All of these are on both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, with the exception of A Quiet Place, which I'm guessing doesn't work so hot on PS4 because the fan is too loud. Ba-dum-bum. Premium subscribers will also get the extra special VIP treatment with one game that is exclusive to that subscription tier, and that game is the PS1 classic Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer. So have fun with that. All of these will be available January 20th, so go take them for a spin. Seriously, give that Mud Runner game a shot if you were into Death Stranding. It's really cool in a weird way. That is your daily fix for Wednesday, January 14th. If you want something to play right now on PC, go grab this month's Humble Choice for just $14.99. January's lineup includes Sonic Frontiers, Tomb Raider 4-6 Remastered, Hunt Showdown 1896, Etrian Odyssey 2 HD, Nice Day for Fishing, Metal Slug Tactics, Settlement Survival, and Wizard of Legend 2. This month's choice is available through February 3rd, so head to humblebundle.com and start playing today. I am Max Scoville. I'm done listing games at you. That is your fix, and for everything gaming, you're already in the right place. IGN. I'll see you around, everybody.